everyone.
Hello.
And Steven. We were 20 seconds late because we were busy freaking out in the backstage area. Oh, man. But welcome to the first episode of Planted and Enchanted. I'm one of your co-hosts, Bougie, and this is my co-host, Jodi-P. So today we thought we would just kind of introduce ourselves and kind of, I don't know, let you guys get to know us a little bit. So we have some questions prepared, but anything that you guys want to know or freak out on your own time. No, thank you. But yeah, so it's going to be kind of open and casual as far as I know. So, well, where would you like to start?
Start at question number 1, I guess.
All right, I've got a few here ready. What's something you've learned in the last week of your aquarium adventures?
Boy. So I had previously got some hill streams at the Quad City Swap, and I've actually lost 3, 4, 5 of them now.
No.
So just learning how to figure out what I need to treat them with, or even just guesstimate, has been kind of hard. Relying on you for advice, relying on other people for advice, and boy, it should be nice if everything came with a handbook.
It would be, yeah. That's so unfortunate. And where do okay, so I know that, I call you the loach queen because you have so many freaking hillstream loaches and other Borneo sucker loaches and all of them really. Where were you gonna put them? Where do you put them all? How many tanks do you have?
I have 40 something tanks in the basement. I just counted the other day, but I can't remember what it was. But they're all in the fish room right now. Hopefully they're all, long breeding projects.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Don't you have some difficulty breeding loaches? They're not the easiest. Or I guess some are, but some aren't.
Yeah, Soelias are pretty much the only ones in the aquarium hobby trade that readily breed, and not even all of those do. There's some that are harder than others, but the reticulateds, you see those so often. Then I have the gold rings that have been breeding, and I know Marcel Woolrich, I'm sure, Kelly, I'm sorry I butchered his last name. He's got Marmorata that he was breeding, which I bought from him. And then also he is working on Soelia analis, however you want to say it. But he hasn't been able to spawn those yet. So those are a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
It just depends. But all the gastromyzons are pretty much wild caught. You don't really see those bred in the aquariums yet. So I'm hoping that I can figure that out.
Yeah. Do you have one that you're really focusing on, or you just want to do them all? Catch them all like Pokemon?
Ideally, yeah, like Pokemon, catch them all. But no, I've been, whatever kind of catches my eye, I've been working on getting. And the goal is to set the fish room up to be more hill stream oriented.
Okay. That would be 40 tanks of hill streams eventually. Goodness.
Yeah. Lisa says the sound is a little choppy. Does anybody else hear that?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I didn't ask for an audio video check. Whoops. Well, working out the wrinkles, guys. We have to pick some mods, apparently. Jenna said I should probably at least pick my wife. Yeah, she's here. In here somewhere. Yep.
Sound is
there. She is, Maria. But yeah. Jody's audio is a little choppy. My audio sounds good.
Does it still sound like crap?
I wouldn't say like crap, but crackly is the adjective used. I don't know. Maybe it's your like your headphones,
I don't know.
like a Bluetooth connection or something. Not
It's
sure.
always the same thing I use for every other one.
Yeah. I don't notice it too much, but I'm on my PC. So, oh, and
Yeah.
I did find out that to make mods, you have to be on the actual YouTube app instead of StreamYard. So, Kelly, you make a very valid point. How can you pocket ban people if you're not a mod? So, don't worry, we'll fix it. But that's a bummer about this sound. I don't like. Can you try reconnecting it? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like an old Walkman that the audio
If I
jack
do it
isn't plugged in all the
without
way.
a Bluetooth, how does that sound?
No, don't do that. That sounds like super muffled.
Can you hear
Oh
me now?
no. Is it back yet?
Son of a beehive.
Oh, hold on. I have a screen for this. I prepared. One moment. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now can you hear me? Did you mute your mic? Maybe? I don't know. Nope. Oh, well, they can hear me. Oh no. Well, it looks like it's just me at the moment. Well, what would you guys like to know? I am open for questions. A new mic would fix it. Yeah, probably, Steven. You know what's kind of crazy is I didn't realize how much like trying to keep up with chat and talking to people at the same time would work. Okay, let's see if she's back. Are you
Can
back?
you hear me now?
Yes.
Yay. Does it sound any better?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's the people's choice. So I think you sounded great, but and Jeff wants to know if it was Scotty's fault, and I think so. But it's
Well, hopefully it's better than before. I don't know how to fix it for now, so I'm sorry.
So iMac wants to know the different strains of guppies I've got going right now, and somebody just asked if I had Melis, which yes, I do. Speaking of Melis, I was going to tell you this earlier, but I've been collecting eggs for Cheryl. CR Fish, I believe is her screen name. But like I've gotten, what is that, 17 up until today, and today they only gave one. So that was
no.
annoying. But I've been changing nothing about the tank. So hopefully like they still like stay productive and stuff. And maybe I check them up a little early. I know people say that pseudomygils always breed at like the like right after the lights go on, but that has definitely not been my experience with these guys. So just have to be patient, I guess. And IMAC asked what guppies I've got going on. I've got a whole fish room full of like, I think 40 or so tanks, kind of like you, that I use for breeding. And they're mostly like half are 10s and half are 20s, just depending on the size of the fish. And I do mostly nano fish for those tanks anyway. And I've got my, what I like to call my bougie strain of guppies, which are white snakeskin mosaics. They're super pretty. They're like a white guppy with like a kind of like a bluish sheen whenever the light hits them right. So they're super pretty, but trying to get the snakeskin gene stabilized in the whole line. And actually the females look pretty good too. So just been working on that. And I'm up to the F3 generation now. So that's pretty awesome. It's taken a minute to get here though. So yeah. Let's see.
What other
Vibes
guppy
wants to
strains?
know how our spouses feel about the hobby. You can
I'm
go
sure
first.
mine wishes it was cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we
I'm
did just
sure
drive
that
a couple hours to go pick up 4 different hill strains today. So
he did do that, which has got to be like a sign. You know how everybody's like actions speak louder than words? Like that's got to be a sign that he like really supports you, even if he says he doesn't. He's like, another fish tank? How many fish tanks do you need? Aren't they all the same? And obviously not, because we have so many of them. But
sorry, my cat's feeders are going off right now.
oh, no, I didn't even hear it, to be honest. Maybe
Okay, it's really loud for me.
oh. But yeah, my wife, I don't think she enjoys the tanks even close to the same amount that I do. But one thing that I do try to do is keep any tank that's in like a shared space or like visible. I try and keep it nice and clean and like looking pretty and stuff so that she can't really get on to me for it looking like crap. Because I think if that happened, that would be the end of my having that particular tank in whatever area of the house that it's in. But yeah, I remember Kelly asking on the Planty stream if she was supportive, and I think mostly yes. But at the same time, she just sees the depth that I've gone into it. Like I jumped in the deep end head first, and like she was not anticipating that, but I mean,
it's funny how that happens.
I mean, I feel like once fish keeping like grabs a hold of you, it just like it's kind of like one of those sharks in Shark Week, like it just doesn't let go, and so it kind of overtakes all like your thoughts and everything. And like now I'm thinking like, how can I get like I have a tub outside, but it's only a little like storage tub, and I'm just thinking like, how could I get something bigger out there that I could have fish and then like water the raised beds with that water? Like it's always just a continuous like, oh, maybe that could work. Maybe I could put a tank out there. Like it never ends really.
Yeah, I feel fortunate because Sean helps me a lot with water changes and keeping tanks looking pretty, and so he likes to help, and you know he doesn't really get into any of the breeding part of it, but he likes to sit back, relax, and watch. You know, in the mornings, that's he usually sits in front of the one behind me, but he helps me a lot. So that part is nice. Whether or not he really cares what fish or what, he's at least involved a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wasn't he the one who was like, I think an aquarium would look really great right behind you? Yeah. He was the one who was like, we should do that. So that's
it was definitely his idea and then I agreed also, and then I went a little ape, crazy in the fish room. So
I mean, yeah, that's reasonable anyway, I think. But uh Dr. Ted, what's up? He asked, will Jodi be launching a great fish fan baking show?
oh, maybe.
If you send treats my way, I will absolutely support that. I'll even provide feedback, constructive
Oh,
feedback.
absolutely. And I'm sure you'd give me a second opportunity to make something too.
Absolutely. Like, however many opportunities you need, you can have that.
Done deal.
Okay, I guess I'll move on to my next question. And I have it written down right in front of me, so I'm reading it off my sticky note. It says, let's make it spicy. What's a current hot take related to your fish keeping hobby that you currently have? Oops.
That would be my cat. Sorry.
I can go first if you need time to think of your current hot take.
Yeah, do yours.
Okay. I would first like to apologize to Kelly, but I love a TDS and a pH meter. I think they are super helpful. And like, I'm not talking like, I know TDS doesn't tell you like the details of what's in your tank and everything, but as far as getting like a relative baseline to kind of figure out where you're starting from and if your plants are uptaking the fertilizer that you're putting in before you water change, I think it's super helpful. And I use it all the time, especially in my Caradina tanks, but I use it for almost every tank that I have. Almost every tank that I have is planted. So I just like to kind of stay on top of it. But I mean, to Kelly's credit, like I'm a little bit over the top when it comes to monitoring things like that because I have the time to do it. So I don't think it would work for everybody, but I certainly like it. Oh, and Steven, you get like half an apology. It's like, because you actually use a pH meter, from what I understand. So, yeah, that's my hot take. Yep.
Boy, well, let me add to that I did just get a pH meter because Steven's been helping me start up CO2 in this tank behind me. So, all I've ever had before was the API liquid test kits. And while they, do their job, as Steven explained it, was a freshly calibrated pH meter of good quality is probably more accurate. So, been working on getting pH readings a few times a day for this one. I did not get the one right before the midday lights turn back on though, so I was a little bit busy getting loaches and tanks, so I completely forgot about that one. Sorry, Steven.
It happens.
But we're getting it dialed in. It's not as scary as I thought it would be. I'm definitely glad Steven was there to walk me through it.
Getting your CO2 set up.
Very helpful. Yeah. After having done it now, it's like, okay, I mean, once you do it, it's not so bad. Like, I feel like I could set up another one, but I'll probably be pretty paranoid and monitor this for a while instead of,
why wouldn't you be?
Being able to eyeball it.
Like, if you're just starting CO2, I feel like it's only natural to want to, measure it all the time. Kind of like when you get a new fish, you're like, are you alive? Are you okay? Do you need anything?
And sometimes the loaches are like that because they just are still sometimes. They go crazy when food comes out. So it's always a good time to see, what their behavior is actually like. But yeah, it's.
I mean, it looks like it's going really well. Like, I have dreams of using CO2 in this discus tank that I've been working on forever now. But it's finally ready for the baby discus that I have to put in it. So I think they're gonna go in there before I start anything. But like I was telling you earlier, like I need to finish at least a little bit more of the fish room reorganization before I start CO2. Otherwise, I might get strangled in the middle of the night. She'll probably kill me, but that's neither here nor there. It's good, but I'm ready to add fish to the tank. So, but you
Yeah.
already had fish and everything. You had your tank planted and everything before you did the CO2, right?
Yeah. So, and everything was doing pretty okay. The Java
Mm-hmm.
ferns were the worst for wear in this water in Iowa.
I have
They definitely did
zero
not
luck.
look good.
Zero luck with Java fern. Like
No.
I have tried it so many times, especially because people are like, "Oh, it's so easy," and I'm like, "No, it
No,
does not
it's
work with my
ugly
water."
after 2 months.
Right?
The the Java fern Wendeloff was okay, but
Mhm.
I forget the name of just like your standard Java fern, but it is ugly as hell.
I mean, like people say that a sign that it's not doing well is when it starts to like grow babies off the back stem. That's
Mm-hmm.
what mine did the entire time I had it. I could not
Yeah.
make it happy no matter what I put in the tank, where I put it, how much light I gave it, how little light I gave it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just unhappy the entire time. So,
Yeah, and I've been adding RO water to this, so instead of a KH of 15, it's down to 9.
mhm.
Goal is to get to 7.
I mean,
Um,
that's got to be great for the plants to get it down.
oh, I imagine so. There was a
Except
lot
for
of
your
things that were
freaking
doing well.
yeah, like your freaking pink flamingo just growing out, having a great time. It doesn't make
Yeah,
any
that
sense
one.
to me.
I
Or
don't
them.
I don't know.
You don't know what you're
It's
doing.
I don't know. I'm sure it'd do even better if I remembered to fertilize that tank down there. I do have one in here, but it got shaded out by something else, so it's not really
So,
doing anything.
yeah.
I should probably move it,
Yeah. Well, you
but
never
it's
know
kind of a
about
pain in
moving
the
it.
butt to get all the way to the bottom in there.
Yeah, I can imagine. I feel like you'd have to like put on a
Your
bathing suit
armpits
and kind
get
of like
wet.
do a deep dive into that
Mm-hmm.
tank. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm over here complaining about the height of my 65 because it's like 24 inches, I think, 23 and a half or something.
yeah,
And yours is like
30.
30. That's too much. I'd be like way past my armpits trying to reach down to the
Oh,
bottom.
Steven said he thinks he lost all his Synindor.
Mine, when I tell you they're hanging on by a thread, are mostly root balls. And sometimes I think I see a little like tinge of green leaf coming up. But then other times I'm like, was I imagining that? Like it's kind of, I don't know. It's troublesome. I think if I had CO2 running in that plant tank, that it would have like a stronger chance because what I did, I took all the tissue culture like gel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I rinsed all of that out and I let it float instead of trying to plant it immediately. And
Mm-hmm.
they're still alive. Like they're very much still alive. Like the roots are turning green in some spots and like they're not dead yet, but they're very close. So I think if I had had CO2, it would have given them a little extra oomph or something.
Yeah.
So it's in my future. I have so many things on my to-do list, like get an outdoor tubbing pond going and get the plants for them, get Dr. Coletti's book read. Like there's so many things.
I'm in the middle of reading that right now. Well, not right now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm excited because mine's going to be autographed. Huzzah.
Well,
How
Ted,
cool is
I'm
that?
bringing you a book in September. Please sign
I
it.
mean, I did beat you on that, I will say.
Well, sure,
Definitely beat
that's okay.
you.
You got me there.
I did, and it was great, and I'm still living vicariously through that moment. Like it just lives in my brain.
See, that just goes to show you that auction's everybody's enemies, and then we're friends after.
Yeah, sure. Sure. That's
Whatever
how
you
it
say.
works. Whatever you say.
No friends
No
in
friends in
auctions is what Miss Dee Dee
adoption. That
says.
is the truth. Oh man. Oh no. My wife's like, the things I learned on this stream. Great. That'll be fun. Oh man. But yeah, okay. So next question for you.
Mhm.
This is a hashtag confession. What is your most recent aquarium sin?
Huh.
And I can also go first if you need some time.
No. Boy, what would I say that is though? Like I don't feel like I've done anything terrible.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like, have you forgotten water changes? Have you put it off? Have you procrastinated?
I mean, yeah, there's procrastination on some things. Sure, I could say that I skipped a water change on a couple tanks, but it was only by like 4 days.
The travesty.
I know, the travesty. Sean's pretty good at staying on top of that stuff. So, and that's
Yeah.
where he really comes in handy. But it's, we usually do them. They're usually weekly or every other week, depending on the tank.
Hmm.
More heavily stocked tanks get water changes every week. If I only have 8 loaches and an 80-gallon, it's going to go a couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I'm water changing super frequently. In the breeding tanks anyway, which I think helps with the
Mhm.
breeding. Except for the tank like the Mellis, like those pseudomagills are so sensitive that like once they started spawning, I was just like hands off. I'm not touching it. I hope the tank doesn't run out of water before they finish. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with anything. And they require a lot softer water. And so I had been putting in RO water to kind of lower the pH and kind of help with that
Mhm.
because my water is pretty hard. Um,
Yeah,
and
ours is
so,
pretty similar water.
yeah, I know yours is a lot. I don't want to say worse than mine, but like it's a lot harder in
Yeah,
KH. You've got like a ton coming out the tap,
I
and I think
do.
mine's like a 6 or a 7 coming out the tap. So
That's not so bad.
I didn't want to like change their water with the tap water and
Mhm.
then cause them to just stop suddenly. So anyway, but for everything else, like even my discus, I use the tap water and they're spawning in it. So I
Yeah.
don't think that the eggs will hatch with the kind of hardness that I'm looking at with my water, but I think if I start swapping out some RO for that tank that they could hatch. So I'm just not ready
Yeah.
for a bunch of little baby discus right now. So I'm just kind of like letting them chill.
Yeah. I've been adding RO water with every water change, even in
Hmm.
the fish room, just so it takes that KH down a little bit.
How do you have
I
that set
should.
up? Like
So
in
I
you
have
just
2 holding tanks, 2 40-gallon brute trash cans. The RO
Mhm.
water sits above the regular well water, so we made a stand for them. So
Mhm.
that way they're more space saving too, takes up less floor space. And then Sean hooked up some PVC pipes from the top
Mhm.
to gravity feed down into uh, the regular well water. And then
Mhm.
we have a pump attached to a big long hose.
Yeah.
So in essence, it's like one part of a python, but
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
something I use to drain a tank either. So
Mhm.
that's just a regular gravel vac or any siphon, whether it's a small tubing for getting into
Mhm.
small places. But then we have like a drain system that we made that runs on either side of the racking, and then
Mhm.
it runs into a trash pump and it
Yeah.
pumps out and into our main drain line of the house.
I wish I had something like that. And I think where my fish room is like a spare bedroom in the house.
Hmm.
And I unless I wanted to drill through the side of the house and like through the brick, I don't think I could put in an auto water change system, which is something that I would really like, but
Jenna has a good
it's
question.
part of my bougie dreams. I just saw that. What do you think is the bougiest aquarium purchase you've ever made, and would you buy it again? Oh, I'm gonna have to think about that. What's the bougiest thing I've ever? Hmm.
Oh,
Oh, I've got some.
if,
Like, oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
No,
No,
you
you
first.
first.
Oh,
Okay,
fine.
fine. Okay, I'm going. So I
Good.
spent a chunk on the wood that was behind me just because it was kind of perfect. It's manzanita wood, and
Yeah.
it for me is probably the bougiest aquarium purchase
Would you
just
buy it
because
again?
of
Any
how this.
regrets?
Nope, I regret nothing. I would totally buy it again. It's actually like 3 pieces of wood in there, and
Yeah.
I love how it's set up. Maybe it's not for everybody, but it does the trick for me.
I love that. I love that whole attitude with it too. Like, I regret nothing, which is pretty much exactly how I feel. I regret nothing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say these are like the bougiest things that I've ever bought because they're relatively cheap and I got them like on Temu. So it wasn't like a super expensive purchase. But as far as being bougie, I like I attached some like inline thermometers to my Python so that I can read what the temperature of the water going into the tank is, like as it's
Mhm.
going into the tank. And I split the sink that where I control the temperature. I split that into one that just like like one faucet that just kind of flows into the sink so that I can heat up the water. And then once it's at temperature, I flip a valve and it goes through the hose, the other the other, I guess, faucet. It's like a two-way split. And
Yeah,
so I change the valve and it goes through the hose to the tank. So I
gotcha.
haven't seen very many people do that. But the other bougie thing that I have is, which I've told you about recently, was I have some very special PVC coming in to make my air loop, and it's hot pink. So I'll have a hot pink air loop going through my fish room once I get it set up.
I'm
So,
gonna send you a bunch of
and
crystals, and that's gonna get bedazzled.
oh man, first it was the bedazzled microphone, and now it's going to be a bedazzled air loop. I will
Yes.
have the bougiest fish room. But
Yeah, you will.
I'm pretty excited about that because I'll get it'll make the fish room a lot quieter. And I mean, it's really not even that bad right now, but like
Hmm.
the air pumps that I have going in, they're not blowers, but they're not linear piston air pumps either. So they're kind of like in
Hmm.
between in terms of sound, and it'll just be so much neater instead of having all these air hoses going throughout. It'll just be like on the perimeter of the room and going down. So that'll be
Yeah,
nice.
that'll be really good.
Nick at Hardwater Propagation says he would like a bedazzled python. I should bedazzle the python as well. Like, why not? Why not?
Absolutely.
But yeah, Scotty said he had a question, but I'm gonna have to scroll up and find it because no regrets. Yes, boots cats. No regrets. Bum, 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 bum. I asked a question above. Okay, that's where I'm at in the chat. Let's see. Where is Scotty's question? We can't possibly miss it.
Where did you guys meet? What stream? What hit it off?
Ah,
What made you decide to stream together?
okay. Well, thank you for finding it because I wasn't finding it.
There's a lot of scrolling.
How we met. Well,
It was in
I think we
stream.
kind of, yeah, like I feel like we kind of touched on it whenever we were on the Planty stream. That's what I called Stephen and Kelly's stream on Mondays is the Planty stream.
Hmm.
And I was just like, I saw you like giving out a lot of memberships to a bunch of different streams that I already watched. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be her friend. And I just kind of decided, like, you are my friend now. And I remember Steven saying forced friendship is the best friendship. And I was like, yes, that is exactly what happened.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you were on board because, like, I mean, it was going to happen either way. But
well, I mean, as long as I didn't have a say in the matter, I'm glad I'm here.
No, you don't get any say. It's just.
No, yeah, I don't know. So Emily messaged me on Discord, I think, and we kind of just hit it off. And so then we ended up with each other's phone numbers, and we talk every day.
Mm-hmm. We talk
like,
all the
literally.
time. I'm surprised that you still talk to me as much as you do because, like, I feel like I would have annoyed a normal person at this point. Like, I text you, like, when my fish do the boringest things, like, I have eggs now. Oh, that's great. Yeah, so.
I sent you pictures of my green water tanks.
Yeah, it was a nice shade of green. So that's
it was. It's turned a nice shade of green too. It's gotten darker, which is.
I love that for
nice.
you.
Me too.
It's so green water is so great for fry. I don't know why people hate it so much. Although I guess
it's unsightly and you can't see worth a crap, but as long as the rice fish are next to the glass, I can see them pretty well.
I mean, I think that the shade of green is nice. I don't even think it's that unsightly, to be honest. But again, that's just me.
Well, I mean, green is my favorite color, but I do like to be able to see into the tank to know what's going on. So that's probably the hardest part is just you can't really see anything unless it's on the glass.
Yeah. Although, you know what I've discovered is like using if the fish are like up at the top of the water, you can use a flashlight to kind of like see them. At least the rice fish, you can use it to kind of see. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing my dogs. My wife just got home, so they're going crazy.
Yeah, the only green water tanks I have going are all on the top row, and nobody's looking down in that.
I mean, that's okay. Did you get it by leaving the lights on, or did it just come about naturally?
It came about naturally, and it's happened in one other tank. I mean, then those tanks get frequent water changes, so I'm not real sure what happened, but the rice fish are going really well.
That's good.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Did you think it happened after you started feeding Bug Buffet a lot?
I feed every tank Bug Buffet down there, though, so I don't. And that has a freaking, water wisteria forest in it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a heavy plant load, so I don't really understand why.
Why, yeah. I don't think anybody really understands green water all the way. Like, to lessen it
unless
a bit,
somebody in chat does.
Oh, yeah. Chat might have an idea. But I've got green water in 2 of my rice fish tanks right now, which is like the perfect amount. I don't think I would want. I could go with a 3rd tank, but like that would be pushing it. I think to have too much because I used to have a brute 20-gallon trash can full of green water, just like at my beck and call all the time, which was great. But I never ended up using all of it. I didn't even use half of it most of the time. I was just using it for like the tiniest of fish. So like, seemed like a waste.
Put that down.
Ooh. Ralph is gonna make his debut.
Nope. Ralph just needs to not eat something.
Oh,
he's a pretty kitty.
Good thing he's pretty.
Not the smartest, but he's pretty.
Oh man.
And how about we apologize? We haven't said hi to like anybody coming in, so
we haven't.
Forgive us, first time.
Yeah, I'm horrible at keeping up with the chat. I thought I was going to be really baller at it, and I suck. So sorry about that, guys. But like, oh, you know what? I think Fish Fam Link has like this. Anybody who came into your stream, you can shout them out. But I'm going to have to find it. But, oh yeah, blanket hellos.
Yes.
Blanket hello. to everyone. But in support of Fish Fam Link and Fish Cord, check that out. Boom. That's a nice little QR code up there that you guys can scan to get your little selves on Fish Cord, because that's where everything happens.
That's where all the good things happen.
Oh yeah. But
Scotty asked another question. What are your favorite guppies you each have? Favorite guppies the other has, and what guppies do you want?
Oh,
well,
I don't want any
I'll
more
go
guppies.
first.
I just want the ones
Yeah.
that I've got.
I don't want any more guppies either, and I'd actually like to whittle it down to just one strain, because guppies are taking up like half the tanks right now.
Yeah.
And my one experience with guppies and hill streams resulted in a lot less hill stream fry. So
Really?
I don't prefer to keep them together. Yeah, because even if you have little rock piles, guppies are actually really good at getting in them.
Oh yeah.
And I don't
they are
want
little
them eating.
scavengers.
They are little
Yeah.
scavengers, and I don't need that. So I'd like to whittle it down to one guppy strain. I'd like to keep my galaxy blue tails going.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something I'll keep going forever.
Mhm.
But we'll see. I mean, guppies are kind of my first little love, and
They're
I
so
don't know if
pretty.
I want to be rid of them entirely, but also,
Yeah.
God, they make a lot of babies.
They make a lot of babies. Although, like, for me, that means that I'm very particular with the fish that I keep. And if it's not like exactly what I want when it comes to line breeding the bougie strain of guppies, like I'm not keeping it in that tank. And so I end up with a lot of culls, which are great fish, but like I don't want to keep them. But I also feel horrible selling them because they're not up to my standard. And so I'm just like, what do I do with them? So right now they're in living with a bunch of Lake Tanganyikan fish, which is my answer to one of the other questions that I've got prepared here in case we need it. But yeah, it's a lot. And at first I thought it was going to be like this, not easy, but like I didn't think line breeding was going to take as much work as it does. And so now I've kind of found myself like focusing on, like you said, one strain instead of multiple. So
yeah, and I still have 3 others. I still have half black pastels, green Moscows, and blue Moscows. The blue Moscows are all juveniles at the moment, so they're all growing out. And I will have to go through and make sure that those are all up to standard. Same for the green Moscows and the half black pastels. One of them has developed a leopard tail, and I didn't catch it. And that one just dropped about 50 fry in there the other day. So that one's going to be an extensive. Thank you, kitty cat. Go on. Yeah, no, that one's going to suck going through that one. But I wasn't real happy when I got the strain originally. It took a while because a lot of them were coming out just full yellow tails. They weren't the pastels. So it took a lot to get the full yellow tails out. And every once in a while, one still pops up, and it kind of irks me, but I'm getting there. Most of those new fry that were dropped, though, are probably just going to go straight into the guppy cull tank. I'm probably not even going to wait.
Yeah. And like that's one thing that kind of makes me want some kind of large predator type fish so that I would have a use for all these tiny guppies. But at the same, like I don't want to, I'm not.
Blue Galaris like them.
Yeah, they do. Which, funny story. It turns out, so I owe Chelsea Steenfot a pair of blue Galaris killifish, and I was gonna give it to her as like a gift for their baby, right? And I sent them, and it was good weather, everything checked out, but they arrived DOA because they had for some reason sat on a tarmac or something, like is what we could kind of come up
Oh,
with. So
sucks.
the first round was a failure, but I was like, okay, it's fine, it's cool, I have more coming up, like no big deal.
Hmm.
So like sad but fixable, right? And after lots of trials and tribulations, I've found out that the seller for these blue Gularis killifish had, when he was bagging up or making the little petri dish of eggs, had previously worked with Fundulipanchax phalanx. And so one
Oh,
of the phalanx eggs ended up in the blue Gularis eggs, right?
is
And
that
so,
more red colored one you have?
yeah, so it took a while to figure out what was going on, because I was like, this guy is from the same batch of eggs, but he's not a blue Gularis. Like, there's no way. I mean, the tail isn't even anything similar.
No.
So that was a bit frustrating. So now I don't know what I'm going to do with that little guy. He's actually pretty big, but just goes to show, like, even when you think you've got, like a legit source for something, you kind of got to,
Hmm.
I guess, fact check even when
Yeah,
they grow up.
absolutely.
But yeah, so that's actually not a half bad idea. I could put some guppy fry in there for him, but he does have a big mouth, so he'll probably be able to eat him.
They
But
do have ridiculous mouths.
they do. It's just like one long line, and it just opens right
I
up.
love when the females get a little sassy because they
Oh
like puff up their cheeks
yeah.
as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Oh
And they're just
yeah.
like, I didn't know your faces got that big. It's really fun to watch
It's
them.
almost like a betta. You know how they
Yeah,
like go up and flash like with their little gills, whatever they are, come out. But yeah,
yeah.
it's almost like that. But they do get sassy every now and then. But all right, I got. Do we have any more questions, or should I move on to one of my other questions
Oh, let's take a
in the
peek.
chat? I mean,
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see. I want foul. Well, Boots Cats. I have a male for you if you want him. I don't have like. I'm pretty sure it's still a blue Gularis female, but um, you are welcome to the male.
Mine mine are almost mature. They've
Oh, your
the
killies?
males, yeah, the Blugularis, they
Mm-hmm.
almost have their full trident tail now. So
Oh,
I am
I
pretty
love that.
excited for that.
That is
Um,
pretty
and the
awesome.
females have been getting nice and chonky. So
Yeah.
it's been good.
How big are your females?
They're probably a solid 4 inches right now, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
The
I think
males are a little bit bigger than that.
yeah, the last female that I had was big. Like the one that I sent Chelsea originally was at least 5 inches, and
Hmm.
she was round, like chonky.
Yeah.
So you have that to look forward to. But yeah, they'll get real big.
I have 3 pairs, so I'm hoping to get lucky with them,
Yeah,
or hoping
I
they
hope
get lucky,
so.
really.
I mean, I hope you get lucky in them breed, because I trust you as far as like getting eggs from you, but maybe not Aquabit again. Ugh,
Yeah,
that was unfortunate.
that is
But
unfortunate.
ooh, I think, oh, whoa, it's going so fast. I think Foxy had a question. What's your current favorite fish in the house? You go
Okay,
first.
well,
You gotta pick a loach. Good luck.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Those lepidogasters are pretty sweet that I picked up
Yeah.
today. Current favorite prior to today's um, aquaries, acquiries, I don't know, whatever we're doing to call that.
However you want to say
Previously,
it.
yeah,
You are the Loach
whatever.
Queen, so whatever you say goes.
No, I can't have that title yet.
You can. You can take it.
No,
Just no
No,
regrets.
I have so much learning left to do, you know.
You gotta start
But
somewhere.
probably the gold rings, the Abuceras,
Yeah.
they're so lively, and
Mm-hmm.
they do get easily spooked by a quick movement. But if you just sit
Mm-hmm.
down, they will come out and play regardless if you put food in the tank or not.
Mm-hmm.
But they're always out. They're so
Yeah.
active and they're so much fun to watch. And they're big. They're
Yeah.
already 4. There's one a little over 4 inches in there, and that's a good sized
Wow.
loach.
That's pretty big. I mean, at least from the ones that I have, but
Yeah.
those aren't the same kind, as far as I
No.
know.
No.
So
You have
that's pretty
the
cool, though.
Bloody Marys and the SKO2s.
Yep.
And then what was the other one that you just recently got?
The
The mystery one. What
ones
that
that
end
I
up
call
being?
the mystery ones. It starts with a K. And I could find it, but I don't even want to pretend.
Kataba?
Sure.
I think that was
They
the
look a
short
lot
name.
like Dr. Fish, like Garas.
Yeah.
So they're completely different shape and form, and like the way that they are monsters when it comes to food. Like they just mosh pit like right on the kelp wafers and stuff. So they're crazy.
I'm still having mixed results with the kelp wafers. There are some
Really.
loaches that don't like them at all. None
Uh-huh.
of the Bufordias go for them.
Mm-hmm.
The Fangai don't go for them. The Swellias will eat them,
Mm-hmm.
but what was it? The Marmoratas and the Chanctonensis are the most eager to eat them.
Interesting.
Those are a
I would
lot of
not have
fun.
thought that.
Yeah, I would have thought that pretty much all of them would have been a fan of that wafer, but
Yeah.
they all come out for bug buffet,
Yeah.
so that's nice.
Yeah. I guess I was trying to think of my favorite, and I want to say, surprisingly, I want to say the Judgy discus, but I think I actually like and find the baby red turquoise discus more personable. So I'd have to pick the small discus over the big ones for now. Anyway, if I was forced to pick. But then again, I don't know. Like the Mellas are kind of like right up there with them, but
Hmm.
they all like swim away whenever I come to the tank. They're all scaredy cats. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a hard decision. Oh man, the chat is popping. Like this is crazy. I don't know how Steven keeps up with this.
I don't know how anybody does.
I really don't. Oh yeah, Christopher Junkin asked how your blue gularas are doing, and
Oh,
well,
they've been
apparently.
doing really well, growing nicely.
Yeah.
I sent Christopher a video of them, and he is the one that let me know that they're nearing maturity.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Getting there.
I have a Jenna. Are you
Can
saying
we
I
have
should
a
employ
Jenna?
my wife? We can use my wife if we need to. I'm sure she would volunteer. She likes to
Would you,
pick all the good
Costanza?
comments. Quick blocker.
Quick, everyone, ask more questions.
I know. And Vibe said we don't keep up with the chat. It's so hard. I
Yeah.
just get like so into the conversation that I'm like, oh,
And
the chat
that's
also exists.
exactly what happened. And I forgot to mention while I was on with Roxanne last night that we even had a stream today. And I was just into
Yeah,
the
what the
chat. I know, I did bad. I'm sorry.
heck? 5 demerits. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Does my day job help me do DIY projects in the hobby? Well, I'm a photographer, so as far as DIY projects, not really. But it does help whenever I try and photograph fish. But one of my biggest pet peeves when trying to photograph anything in a tank is the clarity of the water. So if you're using any kind of like macro lens or any kind of zoom lens on a tank, I mean, just looking at it with your human eyes, you're like, oh, that looks really clear. That looks really good. But then whenever you get up close and personal and like really snap a picture of the fish or whatever it is that you're photographing, you see every single tiny little particulate in the water column. And that is my biggest pet peeve. I hate that so much. So yeah, it's rough out here. But fish photography is actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. It's very, very different from the kinds of like portraits and sports shoots and concert shoots and everything else. So yeah, it's good though. I enjoy it. Ralph.
Yeah. Ralph wants cuddles.
Well, if Ralph demands cuddles, Ralph
I
gets
know.
the
Who
cuddles.
am I to say no?
Jenna, I had actually talked to Jodi about this,
Oh
about
my
being a
God.
photographer and going to the Clash, but I'm still sadly up in the air about whether or not I'll be able to attend. So I didn't want to promise something I couldn't deliver, which would be a horrible way to find out that you don't have pictures for your wedding. So I'm sorry, but it's still like I have my ticket. It's just trying to convince a special someone that we need to go.
Well, I'm
But
pretty sure I need to see Emily in person.
also, yeah, I mean, you tell her that. If
I
the
am
load
right now. Are you listening?
I don't know. I don't know if she's stopped listening. She only has so much capacity for fish related things, and then it just starts going all over her head.
Yeah, that's kind of
What do
how
we have
Sean
to do to
is too.
solidify? She can absolutely be bribed, Zen. But yeah, with what I don't know, it would have to be good. But I'll think of something. I'll get there one way or another. But yeah. See, I told you it is already 5:58 that it would go super fast.
It does.
I
It
don't,
always
I don't
does.
even I don't even know like how it went by that fast, but it did. Blackmail as a last resort. I kind of lead with blackmail half the time, so it would be nothing new. Oh man. But yeah, I had a really good time. This was a lot of fun.
It was. This was good. I'm glad we did
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. And I don't know why I was so nervous. Not
I
like
don't either. I was
extra
like
nervous,
dry
but like,
heaving almost beforehand. So,
which is why we were 20 seconds late. We
yeah.
were both just like, ooh, no, I'm the gambler. She is not the gambler. She'll win one hand of blackjack and be like, okay, I'm done. But
Oh,
yeah,
smart lady.
yeah, I'm down. I am down to gamble, but she does not find it nearly as much fun as I do. So,
I had a serious problem with like the bingo scratch off tickets for a very long time. So now I limit myself to one on New Year's
yeah,
Day every year.
okay. Well, if I sent you one from Texas, you would have to come down to cash it
To
out,
claim
right?
it.
Yeah. So that's how I'll get you down here. Perfect.
Deal.
Yeah.
Just get me in my low spot.
Give your wife stickers and see how many she can put in Scotty throughout the event. That she's sneaky. So he might end up completely covered. Who knows? She would have fun with that though. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
And of course I would document it the whole time. But yeah, I can't believe we made it a whole hour and it felt like nothing. Huh.
I know.
But I'm assuming you have to like go make your family dinner and stuff.
Nope. Sean and Anna are playing Pokemon at a tournament
Okay.
tonight, and Addie is at Grandma's house, so I'm free.
Ooh, you are free as a bird.
I am.
Can we go for 2 more hours, Scotty? That's a lot to ask. I don't even know if we could definitely talk for 2 hours, but
Yeah, we definitely done it
know.
before.
I don't know if y'all would want to hear 2 hours of our conversations. Like it's all just fish stuff.
Well, we all talk about fish stuff and a bunch of other random things.
Oh yeah, all the time. But
Yeah.
oh man,
Oh,
Daniel's
correction,
talking
2.5.
about freaking Giants picks. I don't even want, like, my wife was asking me earlier about how the Cowboys did in their pick, and I was like, I haven't even looked. I don't want to look. It's gonna be horrible. Jerry's just
I'm
letting
gonna
us
give you
down
my
over and
quick
over and
opinion. Go sports team, go.
over.
That's how I feel about sports and
Yay,
picks. I
sports.
always played sports, but I do not care to watch them on TV.
Yeah, that's okay. I watch enough for the both of us, so
Okay,
it's
perfect. You fill me
But
in when basketball goes crazy.
oh well, yeah. At least the women's tournament. That's what
Yeah.
my wife watches. So like naturally, I try to avoid getting into it, but then eventually I always do. I get invested in the team, and I'm like their journey. It's so good.
Aw.
But
Hi, Lily. Sorry.
Jodi. See, I told you you're popular. But how many tanks do I have? Well, I've got at least 40 in the fish room, and then I have 1, 2, 3 display tanks. So 43, 44, something like that.
Yeah.
If we're estimating. I don't think I've had the courage to actually go through and count every single one. I just don't want to know. Like I know it's high. I know it's a big number, but I don't need to know that information. Ooh, what
I
part of
would
Texas?
like to.
Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry. No.
Nope.
You can wait.
Oh,
The
I would
queen
like
speaks.
to quit it. Quit it. The other half of my basement area where the fish room is at is storage right now. So eventually,
Mhm.
I'd like to move that out and then have that back there be more of like a quarantine
That'll
area
be
for
nice.
new fish, and then also adding to the breeding racks, like
Hmm.
have an actual breeding rack. And the goal would be to get it on auto water change,
Yeah.
and have bigger holding tanks for water because my water comes in at 50 degrees. It's
Ooh,
cold.
yeah. You got to let it warm up.
So it has to warm up before it can be used.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the goal someday.
I would love an auto water change system, but
Hmm.
alas, it's just not practical for the location that it's in. But
Yeah.
Redneck Aquatics Stan Pittman was asking what part of Texas I'm in, and I am about 30 to 45 minutes north of Dallas. So North Texas. And Ashley, the tanks, are we going to be doing this again next weekend? And most assuredly, we will be. This is an every Friday thing before Stephen P. and Jenna's Friday night
Hmm.
shindig, little live stream, which I thoroughly enjoy. But we were trying to get Zen and Nancy B to have a stream in between ours and Steven, so it would be like a solid block of just fish streams. But
Heck
I don't
yeah.
think Zen was on board. So
You don't
yeah,
have to have your camera on, Zen. We just want to hear your voice.
it's enough for
I've
the
already
people.
seen you.
Vibes. It is not Friday Eve. Friday Eve would be Thursday, and today is Friday. But yes, a live stream at 5 every Friday. That is the plan. And oh, who was it had a question about killifish? I think it was Scotty. Scotty, what killies do I have? What do I want? Well, I have promised a pair of what are they? Chromaphiosimian volcanums to the moneyless maven. We're working out like they're basically ready to go. She's just letting me know whenever she can accept them. And then I thought I hatched out a bunch of blue Gularis eggs, which I did and sold those. But the last of the males turned out to be a phalanx. So there's that. I had some what are they, exogems, I think, for a little while. Basically I just went on Aquabid and was like, I like these, and I wanted to hatch them out and try my hand at it. Was kind of like my first killie foray, I guess, into like killifish breeding and hatching out eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. And I really learned a lot. And everything bred true to form except for the phalanx. So there's that. But yeah, I don't have nearly as many killies as I used to, though. So
yeah.
yeah.
I just have 2 right now.
Just the
I have the
Gularis?
blue Gularis, and then I have from Pile Aquatics the fudge buckets, Riggin Baki.
The what?
I'd have to look it up and try and pronounce it right, but
Oh, did you get it in the
Riggenbaki.
auction? Yeah. You got them in the auction on Saturday, like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
I was one of those weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember
It
the
was
name of it.
It was. I don't think it was. It was not Roxanne's auction.
No. It was the one.
It was one
before
that. Yeah.
I didn't
That's been
know
a few
that
weeks
he
now.
had auctions so frequently. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Skipper
will be having one on.
Tank. Cheryl needs another tank. Cheryl needs it because she has some Mellis coming her way. She needs that.
Yeah.
And am I going to Aquashella Dallas? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards no on going to Aquashella, but instead going to the other big convention that's in San Antonio. I forget the name of it, but it's got like every freaking organization known to fish keeping going. Which I was going to ask you if you wanted to come down. You're more than welcome to stay because I think we would be.
What are the dates for that one?
June 11th? No. June 16th, I think, is one of the days that it starts. 16th through 18th or something like that.
Everybody help me convince Sean.
I'll just
I got told no to Aquashella Dallas, but it's also the kids' last week of school.
Which I was like, June is later. June is a possibility.
June is absolutely later.
Yeah. So, Sean, if you're listening, this is for you. She can come.
He is absolutely playing Pokemon right now and not caring at all.
Oh, man. Let's see. I can't take the wrath of Fish Fam if Zen is promised and then doesn't show up. Or Nancy B. Oh, man. I can't wait for Nancy. By the way, I can't wait for your killies to start like hatching their eggs and for you to get some fry because I really want to see what those look like in comparison to mine. And I did promise her a picture of we ended up getting rice fish from the same online vendor. And I got a cross. Yeah, Tam's Rams. And I got a cross of Reckless by Ulysses, and she got the Ulysses. So, and I have just the Reckless. So I'm kind of like, I want to see and compare and be a nerd about it. So whenever they happen to hatch out and grow up, I'm anticipating it. Lone Star Cares Convention. Yes, that is the one, Zen. June 12th through 15th. Vibes is on it.
I'm gonna try. Make no promises.
Try. It would be so fun.
I would really like to get down there.
We would have an excellent time. And
I know.
Costanza's already planning on going to the boardwalk. So she and Sean can just like go hang out and not do fish stuff while we become complete freaking nerds during the
Yeah.
convention.
Then he'll want to come back and make sure I don't buy too much.
I mean, she'll also do that with me, but as long as we hide, they can never find us. We'll just hide with our little bags of fish. Yes, that's the plan.
Yeah. I'll see if I can talk him into that. It'd be easy enough to fly down. So,
Oh yeah,
well,
definitely.
maybe we'll have to see what flights are like. But
I do have
I
a
know
feeling that
that.
it's gonna be either the Lone Star Cares convention or the Keystone Clash.
Yeah, that's kind of
Which
where
is
I'm
like,
at too, because that's like a 19-hour drive
yeah,
for us, and that one's kind of a big trip. And we'll
yeah,
also be rolling Sean's 40th birthday into that one. So
yeah.
he
Plus,
turns
you're
40 at
making
the
a
beginning of
cake.
September. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know how in the heck I would fly with a cake and 100 cupcakes, and so
Well, you
it's
don't
going
have
to
to
have
bring
to
a
be a
cake and
drive.
cupcakes to Texas.
Well, I know
We can
that,
make them at my
but
house. That's fine.
deal.
Oh, hey, Whip.
Hey, Whip.
Nice to see ya. Oh, Cheryl said where the Mellis were going, and I totally missed it. I saw something, something, something Mellis. Ooh, in the 15-gallon Peninsula tank in the living room. It has been
Oh, that
decided.
one's a nice one.
I love it. They're going to be so cool. They have I've been meaning to get you a picture, but they're legit scaredy cats, and every time I go up to the tank with my phone, they're like, "No." But they're so pretty. Like they've got this really nice honey golden color like all over their bodies, the males do, and then like the contrast between their bodies and their like the black on the fins with the little white tips, stunna.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna impress some people in your living room if that's your goal. So definitely recommend. But I'm excited for you to get them. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I have, let's see, 18 eggs for you right now. I'm keeping a running sticking note of how many I harvest. And today it was only one, but I have hope for tomorrow. Ooh. Have acidic water, so I just hatched my Gularis symphalis. Huh. Interesting indeed. Huh. Yeah, the blue Gularis take a long time to get mature. The only downside, but they're so pretty once they actually do. And like I was surprised at the size of the female in comparison to the male. Like I was expecting her to be a little smaller, which she was, but she's still huge.
Yeah.
So, or at least mine were.
My males are still bigger than the females.
Yeah. That's
They
pretty.
have been since I got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is.
See, oh, Cheryl was driving and listening earlier. A true fan. What is it? Branton? What do you mean? What is this? Oh, you want to know something awesome? I think I showed you this earlier. But guess who has a signed Fishroom Punks Branton Light Cap sticker? That would be yours truly. Look at that. It's officially
What the shit,
official.
Branton? I even met you in person and got stickers and you didn't sign it.
Yup. Guess who wins that contest? Let's see. Which species of Tanganyikan cichlid am I keeping? I have right now, to my direct right, a little 10-gallon experiment tank full of multis, which are in a very short moment going to be moved to a 20 long. But there's so many fry in there, like I can't possibly count them all. But yeah, so I've got multis, and then I've got similis, and then black ocellatus, which surprisingly today I was looking at them and they straight up look like gold ocellatus. I swear they change colors like all the time. So I don't know, like they were sold to me as black ocellatus, but yeah, they looked gold, or one of them looked gold today. Sometimes they kind of look like the pearly ocellatus. So that was interesting.
I have never kept any.
I don't know why you haven't, because you have the perfect water for them.
Because I'm still relatively new in the fish world, and I haven't tried all the things yet.
What?
Yeah.
No, that should have been like, that's one thing that I think I should have actually started out with was Lake Tanganyikan cichlids instead of, you know, like discus and other South American cichlids like rams and apistos. But nobody really tells you like get fish for your water to learn on and then get what you think is pretty. Like it always seems to happen in reverse. So
yeah,
but at least that's how it happened with me anyway.
I don't know. I started off with live bears for the most part. I mean, Addie started it all with a betta, but
of course.
Well, she did. Fish. It was. She was my gateway kid. Yeah, but yeah, we went to Guppies and Molly's and
well, live bears are a good choice for you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they've all done fairly well. There's been the fair share of losses with some of the live bears, you know, in the beginning, getting them from like Petco or PetSmart, actually, because I've never bought a fish from our Petco. It's absolutely horrid. You'd look in there and feel very sad.
Yeah.
But I also haven't bought a fish from PetSmart here since I first started out either. And even our local fish store is okay. They've definitely, I've seen a lot of improvement. They've gotten some good help. But, you know, at the same time, I typically only buy their dry goods because now I'm looking for more particular things and not just a random thing here and there.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, that makes total sense that you would start with live bears because of, I mean, their waters, like
the availability was what really did it. You know, those were what was most prominent.
I have yet to buy a fish from a big box store. Like I was already suspicious of buying fish from my LFS because I was like, I kind of figured out that they had to have a big giant sump that connected everything behind the wall where all the tanks are. And I was just like, that just weirds me out. Like how I don't like that.
It's not my favorite either. So
yeah. Oh, Big Steve asked if the black ocellatus are mean like the golds. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. They are vicious little creatures. They're adorable, but like they mean business and they don't F around. Like if I think I saw a glimpse of a tiny little fry in there one time and like I swear I got the side eye. He was like, "Oh, I see you looking. Like you better not." And yeah, but they're great. I really enjoy them. I enjoy them. I enjoy watching the multis because they're just so like they're always like they're little construction workers. Like they're always moving sand around, always like flipping their little shells or like there's always something going on. Like there's always drama. But then the black ocellatus are just like I don't know, they're not as like action packed as the multis, but they're still fun to watch because they'll like go and kind of be like, "Oh, you can't be in my space," blah blah blah, and it's kind of like watching reality TV a little bit. But then the similis are kind of boring to me, and I think if I had to get rid of them, I wouldn't cry about it. So I might look to rehome those eventually. But I was convinced that they were going to be the first to breed, like 100%. But definitely not. It was the multis have like overtaken their little tank over here. And then the ocellatus, I think, have bred as well. But like I said, I'm still trying to find that little fry that I saw before. So, but yeah, I know I've offered you some multis. So like, if you want multis, hit me up because I have plenty
Yeah,
in the chat.
I will when I have some more free tanks that don't have plans already.
What?
I
You
would
just
love
get
to get
another
some multis
tank.
from you.
Just tell
I
Sean.
can't at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Sean would
I need
probably come
to.
down to Texas and be like, Bougie.
I doubt that. I don't think so. But I still like if I want to get another tank to add to anything, I need to upgrade my linear piston pump because I'm on the
Oh
smallest one
yeah,
they have right now,
yeah.
and it's got I don't know 48 or 49 drops running out of it, so
Mhm.
it's at its limit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I know we were talking about it a while ago, but I think that my fish room tanks would be at the capacity of the one that I have now, just because of the length of the drop and the amount of drops. So yeah, I can see that. Oh, bye the bylands. I didn't even realize you were here. Ah, hello and goodbye. But discus, perfect for beginners, right alongside toothpick fish and pipefish. I kid
Yeah,
you not, Steven. I got these red turquoise discus from what was it? Austin, Texas discus. They're like $25 each for little 2-inch babies. They are the hardiest little fish that I think that I have. Like, and I know that they're supposed to be like dainty little discus and like people worry about keeping them, but like these guys are ridiculous. Like their heater went out the other day and I only noticed maybe 2 or 3 days later. They're perfectly fine. It's the apistos that are in the quarantine tank with them that are questionable. But the discus, happy as little clams, like no problems whatsoever. So I question a lot of people that like that are spouting off that discus are like impossible fish, and I'm like, not really, not at least not in my experience, which I feel like should give people hope to try them. So
hmm
yeah, but yeah, let's see who else has been wanting one since before they were even a thing. It's true. It's true. I want all my my fish room punk stickers to be signed by their people, at least the creator ones. That would be
hmm
real. That's like my ultimate goal. And then I'll have them mounted in my fish room, like a little display of like all the cool all the cool fish people on YouTube. So
Yeah.
Zen, I'm gonna need your signature as well. I hope you know that. So, and Steven. Well, Steven and Jenna
hmm
have to fit on the same one, so you're gonna have to sign kind of small.
And Jeff.
And Jeff, yes.
And
I have them
Shirley.
all. I have them all over here. Just right, all the ones that I know of. Hold on. There they are.
Yeah.
In their little protective bougie ass cases. All my little stickers. Even Addie's is over here. But yeah.
I know.
So,
I'll have to send you another one that she signed.
oh man, I get the feeling that the hardest part about keeping discus is getting past the gatekeeping. Yes. I 100% believe that. And I don't know why people are gatekeeping them. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but
I agree, Nancy. She
much
does need to
like
come to the clash.
seahorses. Yes, Zen. Bring the seahorses into it. Just like that. I do want to know when you get the seahorses in. That'll be fun. I know, Nancy, I do need to go to the clash to get all of my cards signed. It's basically a necessity. So my happiness pretty much depends on it. And if she cares about me, she'll let me go. I hope she's listening.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, any other questions?
Yeah, I think that's it. Really. I mean, I don't shit just got serious. It did. But yeah, I have no more interesting, fascinating questions for you. That was the entirety of my list.
Yeah. I will come up with next week's list.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, I
no.
better do my part.
Kyle, they're really cool stickers. And I'm like kind of bummed that I didn't get you to I almost kept the receipt that you signed that you sent me. Like that was like thanks for all the support or whatever. I was like I'm keeping this. It's the creator signature. And yeah. But I'll get it one way or another. Don't worry. But yeah. And like I even have this pen that I need Addie to sign hers with. So I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't go to the clash.
Ooh. Either you can mail me the pen or I can mail you Addie.
Can you send a child in a box?
I'm sure we can figure it out.
I mean,
I
would
have
you
an oxygen tank.
UPS her or would you USPS?
I would definitely UPS next day early. I feel she's worth that.
Okay. All right. I could see that. I would pay $60 for Addie to travel through the mail system to me so that she can sign my Fisher and Punk sticker. Yes. I'll send her back the same way. Don't worry.
Perfect.
I'll feed her first, or do you want me to fast her?
Probably fast. Probably fast. We don't need her having that problem. Use a breather bag. Good point, Zen. Why didn't we think of that first?
Excellent pointer, Zen. DHL, Steven, never.
Oh,
she's not
God.
coming from China. Just
DHL.
Iowa, which is, just as far away.
Feels like it.
What's up, Danny Ken? Aquatics. Oh, man. Now that I feel like the chat's calmed down, I can keep up with it. But before, I was just like, nope.
Yeah, I was trying to read it, but my eyeballs are slow.
I know.
Not processing.
Girl, preach.
So kudos to all of you, especially Jenna, because you managed to catch it all. And I don't know how.
Yeah. I really don't. She's got it on lock, though. Like, Steven's stream is so, like, I don't know.
Thank you, Stan.
Did they used to mail kids? That's something.
Huh. That's
yeah. Huh.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. I can't recall any children being sent in boxes, but I'm not saying that doesn't exist. So, but yeah, are you ready to call it quits, or would you like to keep going? Because right now,
if you're ready, I hear my dog is scratching my front door, waiting to get in, and he's angry about it.
Yeah,
and that is that's nails on glass. That's
all right. Well, thank you everybody for staying with us for an hour and a half. Check that out.
Next week, all of Jodi's questions will be about shipping children.
Correct.
Oh, I can get a cheaper rate though. I do have Shippo.
You do. You do. I need to get on that. All right, everybody. It's been real. It's been fun.
Thanks everyone for coming tonight.
Yeah, thanks. And we'll see you same time next week at 5:00 on Friday.
Yes.
All right.
Right
Adios.
on. See y'all in Steven and Jenna's stream. I'm looking down. I should be looking up. There we go.
Yeah. I wonder if they can hear us still.
Oh.
Or because
I don't know. Can you guys all hear us? Because I don't know.
I don't even know if we ended.